Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to talk about a few other things as well. So 1 billion USDT minted at Tether Treasury. So people are now saying expect Bitcoin to start to take off again, taking the rest of the crypto space with it. But you know what's crazy? Everybody hails this 1 billion USDT, but it's actually backed by nothing. It's the same thing we see happen when the Fed prints money. Looks like there's something to XRP being stable for this long over the years. When its value is truly realized, it wouldn't be beneficial to any party to use a volatile currency to handle cross-border transactions. That would cause inconsistent exchange rates. This comes from smoke. And the lack of volatility is the same reason that the banks like Ripple. Now, as retail investors, we're always hearing the same thing. Every time the price of XRP drops, people say that's Ripple once again stabilizing the price of XRP. Honestly, I think we would be sitting at a much lower price if Ripple did not buy back that escrow every single month. But yet that continues to happen. And that also shows you that there's a demand for XRP. We just sent Zaman 2.8.0 for review on the App Store and Google Play. 2.8.0 adds support for AMM, remit, clawback transactions, and more. We also fixed some bugs causing the app to crash under certain conditions. This comes from Zaman, which used to be Zoom. I still call it Zoom. But I like the idea that they're including all of the XRP ledger updates as well. Bankrupt crypto lender Genesis has agreed to pay $21 million in a final judgment to settle charges with the SEC, the regulator announced on Tuesday. So it looks like Gary's going to get some inflow of cash. And you know, I don't understand this. So yesterday in a video, I talked about how Gary's asking for all this money to combat crypto and cyber attacks and everything else. But what about all the inflow money that the SEC is taking in from attacking crypto? And where does that money end up? Nobody really talks about that. And yet, every time we get to the next fiscal year, the SEC is given a massive budget. Honestly, I think they should give the SEC budget to the CFTC, because I think they would actually push ahead and we would have a clear path forward for crypto inside the United States. But what about the Ripple versus SEC case? Here's an update from CEO Brad Garlinghouse.
Because that's how long it's been going on for. Ripple versus the SEC lawsuit. When do we get a conclusion?
Look, but most of it has been resolved, right? So the SEC filed a lawsuit in December of 2020, so just over 3 years ago, against me, against Chris Larson, and against Ripple. The case against Chris and Brad, myself, have been dismissed entirely with prejudice, meaning they can't ever bring it back. And the case against Ripple, they lost on everything they cared about. I mean, their primary tenet was that XRP is a security. And in the Judge Torres's opinion, what she wrote is XRP is in and of itself not a security. So I feel very good about that. The SEC then asked for approval to appeal that decision, and that was denied. So, I mean, look, the SEC has lost consistently in this case. There is a piece of the case that continues around institutional sales, because investment contracts where Ripple sold XRP to institutions who wanted to speculate. The irony there is, you know, again, the SEC's one of their missions is to protect investors. How many of our institutional XRP sales did they lose money?
You know, that's all we're waiting for right now. But everybody on X always likes to say that the SEC is still gonna win against Ripple. This case is done. All we're waiting for is settlement to happen. XRP is never again going to be deemed a security. We got clarity for XRP. And I think we're going to see how big that actually was. Once XRP finally does take off, we're going to see the value of that as well. The only thing I'm really hoping happens is that Ripple and the SEC come to settlement before alt season begins. I would love to see that play out. Now, Mr. Huber sent this out today. Today, some of you were very mean to me, but rightfully so. To make up for it, I made this picture for you. And it's showing XRP's too big to get off the ground. But Mr. Huber today actually redeemed himself. I seen a lot of his threads, and he was more talking about the path forward for Ripple. He was also talking about how Ripple's still pushing ahead. So I don't know what happened in the other day when he was very bearish on XRP all of a sudden. I don't know, but then he seemed to be very bullish on ADA, which I couldn't understand at all. Christopher Giancarlo, former CFTC and co-founder of the Digital Dollar Project, with a manifest for CBDCs. This is what's coming. Take a listen.
Whether or not one country deploys central bank digital currencies, all of us are going to be dealing with CBDCs, stablecoins, and crypto in the century to come. That sometimes fashionable debate that rages, especially in Washington, between CBDCs, stablecoins, and crypto is a false choice. The future is all of the above.
So he pretty much just told us the future is going to have CBDCs, stablecoins, and crypto. And I think we're already halfway through this journey as we watch all these countries getting ready to go live. And people still here in the United States, they always like to think that that's never going to happen here. They're always in denial about it. But I think the digital dollar is coming in 2024. It's just a matter of who is going to announce the digital dollar and what events are going to play out leading up to the digital dollar. I think they want to roll that out before the elections. But yet when you talk to people outside of crypto about this, they're like, nah, they're going to keep fiat money around, paper money. You know, they're never going to go digital in the United States, but they're all warning you right now that it's coming. The economy, housing market, job market, all about the crash hard. MSM going hard, telling everyone the commercial real estate market is going to crash. Bank liquidity issues are on the horizon. All of a sudden, the tune seemed to change on MSN. You know, what I see going on right now is that the commercial real estate market is far worse than they want you to believe. But the good thing about that is I think housing prices are going to come down, rent prices are going to come down with it. When it comes to the job market, I think what's going to happen there is slowly at first, we're going to see a lot of jobs disappear. And I think it's all happening by design because it all plays into the same idea that you'll own nothing and be happy, the Great Reset. The American dream now costs $3,455,305. That's the estimated lifetime cost of common milestones, including marriage, 2 children, homes, healthcare, cars, and education. Then they go on to break this down, and they're calling it the American Nightmare. It's sold to you as the American Dream. $700 a month for car payments, $100,000 debt for college, $10,000 engagement ring, $400,000 mortgage, and $40,000 wedding. Now you're a wage slave for life and stuck in debt. The system relies on this. Break free. Now, us as crypto investors, we're already on the path of breaking free from this. But a lot of these choices are choices people make on their own. They choose to go into debt. I know people that are buying houses and cars that I know they cannot afford, but yet they're buying them. It's the same reason when you talk to someone outside of crypto and you tell them that they could set themselves financially free, they don't see it. But then you'll run into those same people a couple days, maybe even a month or 2 months later, and they're driving a car and they got brand new rims and tires on it, and the car isn't even paid off yet. It's the same people you'll run into and they'll say, oh, I just took out a mortgage. I bought my first house. And, you know, most of the time you're running into them on their way to the hardware store to buy stuff to fix up the already overly priced house that they just bought. Like I always told you on this channel, if you really want to get into real estate, wait until the bubble pops. You're a crypto investor. You're used to buying the bottom. Why would you buy the top of the real estate market? Why would you buy the top of the car market or any other market? You got to treat life the same way you treat crypto. But, you know, a lot of us, we go without to keep investing into crypto. Maybe we don't go out to the bar on the weekend and blow $200-$300. Instead, we invest that $200-$300. Later, all of a sudden, while everybody else is living through the incoming nightmare, you will be rich at that point. You'll be able to do all the things you ever wanted to do. Nearly 60% of students with marketing degrees are working high school level jobs 5 years after graduation, per Bloomberg. But it's not only marketing degrees. I see school teachers that are working at convenience stores because they don't want to deal with the kids in the school system. But most of them are actually making more money at other jobs. You know, they get you into school and you go and you get your bachelor's degree or maybe even associate's degree. Then you go out to find a job, and the job market for what you went to school for is also horrible. And you have 7, 8 people going out for one position. And I even see people now saying you're better off learning a trade, going to a tech school. Honestly, if I was going to go to college today, I would go and learn something around AI, because we already know AI is the future. And now we're watching AI merge with blockchain. And that's going to become something absolutely massive over time. But anybody that learns AI at this point would most likely have job stability for years to come. My retirement fund is not in my bank account. My retirement fund is not in stocks. My retirement fund is not in real estate. My retirement fund is in XRP. And I'm confident I will be able to retire early next year. This comes from Crypto Assets Guy. Now, he posted this back in October of last year. And I think he's right on track for this year. I think this year is going to be absolutely incredible. By the time we get to November, December of this year, we're going to be looking at a much different XRP. And XRP is going to make a lot of people millionaires this year. But, you know, those are the same people that invested even earlier than I did. I got in 2018. And I don't think I'm going to become a millionaire this year or in this run. However, I think if I continue holding my XRP for just a little while longer, I will definitely make it to $1 million. Because I think people are looking at this cycle as being like where we pull back down and we sit and wait another 4 years. But everything that we look at on a daily basis points towards utility now. And once utility kicks in and tokenization amps up, these cryptocurrencies are not going to pull back down with the rest of the market. Plus, regulations are due. They're going to start this year. Wait and see. That's also going to be very game-changing as we push forward. I think we're going to be looking at a decent run-up for XRP, but shortly after, utility is going to drive the price of XRP. That's what I'm anticipating. And at that point, anybody that was doing the charts, looking at previous cycles or market cap, they will never look at those again. Nobody will, because once utility is driving the price, nobody knows where we stop. In other words, are we going to stop at $27 for XRP? Are we going to stop at $50 or $100 for XRP when it's moving the world's money? Nobody knows at that point. But I think XRP has the ability to retire most holders within the next 2 to 3 years. Based on everything that I have seen, the growth around Ripple, the payment rails that were put in place, sure, we're going to have a nice run up. And definitely, I would tell anyone, take profit at different price points, but never stop holding this cryptocurrency. Because I think a couple years are going to be a major life-changing event happen around XRP. When all of a sudden we see its actual price, its actual value. But until it happens, you got to stay patient and stay positive. Let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.